Good evening. I don't know how many of you are going to sleep now because you have been listening like I have been listening whole day, digital, digital, digital. And I am not from the digital world. I am from engineering world. And I am going to talk to you anyway today, even if you get bored. I have played 2 innings. One inning from 65 to 80 in AK Industries, where we were pioneers in making pumps and diaphragm valves. Now, I don't know if people understand chemical process pumps or diaphragm valves. We did not have a problem of the startup that time. We were involved with a lot of textile mills who had the dyeing and bleaching plants, and they were using a lot of chemical process pumps. They were using a lot of diaphragm valves, mainly diaphragm valves. That is a product which is very, very popular in chemical industries, and I really loved that product throughout my life, and still today is my favorite product, because that is the product where you use, you suffer, but you don't complain. You need to have a replacement every year over year. You know, we were involved with these textile mills, dyeing and bleaching plants, and during that 1965, our country, government of India, did not have any foreign exchange. So they were not allowed to import all these equipments again from any country. So we were forced to make, I am not saying that we were skilled to make that, but we were forced to make these pumps and valves in India for the first time. It took some time, maybe probably took 2 years, 3 years to come to their expectations of quality. Used to get a lot of feedback from them, what to improve, how to improve, and slowly we progressed, and we came to the stage where probably we became India's largest chemical process pump manufacturers and valve manufacturers, and we were leading. And we were leading. I left AK Industries in 1980. Until then we were leading, and we reached to the stage where we were supplying pumps for even nuclear applications. So you can imagine that without any technical support from outside world, there was no collaboration, there was no, everything was indigenously developed, and we were supplying those equipments to almost all Indian industries. That was one part. Then we had a difference of opinion with my brothers, who is here. And I left in 1980 and started valve industry separately, which is the name under BDK. And my favorite product, I took it with me, diaphragm valves. And only that product, but it was my favorite product. And from 65 to probably 1980, I had associated with a lot of chemical plants, executives, engineers, and they almost became like a friends. And when I went on my own in 1982, then probably they were all somebody in that other organization, so they were all ready to support me whichever way I wanted the support, and whenever I asked for any favor, that was done. So that was a very helpful support from them, and I started growing. Probably it took me maybe 3 years to grow and come to certain level. But by that time I realized that the diaphragm valves, what we were producing, was one of the best. You can comparatively say that international standard. So there in international India, outside India, there is a one manufacturer which is supposed to be a pioneer for diaphragm valves, was Saunders, which is a UK based company. I tried my best to meet them, have an association with them, have a technical tie-up with them, but I somehow or other never succeeded because they never wanted to give me anything. But we were on our own, we were able to achieve the success, and we probably were compared in par with this company in UK. Nice thing that happened to me was I went to Israel, and I went on some other different reasons to see some different factories. But then I came to know that there is a Israeli company manufacturing diaphragm valves. So I said, okay, let me go and see their facilities. So I went there. They were happy to show me everything. Then I met their managing director, and I told him that why don't you shut down your plant? He said, what happened? I said, I can give you the same quality valves from India. I am paying in Indian rupees, and you are paying in dollars. The cost factor is so different that probably in next 2 years, year or 2 years, you will not be able to compete with me. He laughed at me. Then he came to India to see my facilities, and probably still did not understand the business. So probably after that 2 years he closed down, and another Israeli guys, they bought the business, and they moved the business to Australia, and they were also known to me. So they said, okay, we have understood, we don't want to manufacture, but we will buy from you. Whether I give them under their brand name. I said, no problem, as long as you are paying me money, I give you any brand you want, but you buy from me. They were very, very happy, and I was very successful. That time I got the idea that probably I can use diaphragm valve as my marketing tool. I can use this product so that I can attract my clients. And then we started manufacturing in-house other types of valves. But this became a main product. People were coming to buy diaphragm valves, and when seeing the diaphragm valves and then seeing other valves, they started buying other valves as well. So my business started growing. Then I approached a company in South Africa. They were also diaphragm valve manufacturers. So I went there, I said, this is the thing. They also did not understand. But in competition, after 2 years, they lost the business, and that company also sold to somebody else, and that company also came to me and said, I want to buy diaphragm valves from you, and we will not manufacture in South Africa, provided I give them under their brand name. So I was very prepared. I said, okay, this is as long as you are buying from me, as long as you are paying me, I have no issue. I will give you on their brand. That is how the message spread. And then suddenly I find one day somebody from diaphragm valve manufacturer from Spain come to meet me, and they said, we want to buy diaphragm valves from you. I said, fine, it's no other problem. Then I had another approach. I approached the company in Italy who were also manufacturing diaphragm valves. He also stopped manufacturing, started buying from me. I had approached 2 companies in Germany. After one company, I was successfully able to convert them into buying valves from me, and other company I could not succeed. I went to America also, but the Americans are Americans. They did not even allow me to come inside the factory. So I said, fine, suits me all right. So that is how during all the time I was using diaphragm valve as a marketing tool. I was inviting people to buy diaphragm valves, and when they seeing the diaphragm valves and then they seeing the other valves, they were started buying each and every kind of valves. And finally, I will tell you that I was happy and successful is when Japanese company came down to India to buy the diaphragm valves, and they were the main biggest buyers in the world. Maybe I don't know. Japan is probably they have that own system, and then they consume most of the time the Japanese product. But they came, they showed me their product. They asked me, and I was really not qualified to make to Japanese standards. So I took almost 1.5 years from them. I said, give me 1.5 years. I will come back to you if I can make valves of your quality. To make the valves of their quality was always the changing the culture in the factory, because you have to start from the scratch. The worker has to be trained, the supervisors have to be trained, everybody at every level has to come up to the Japanese standard level. And for that, I created another manufacturing facilities within the same premises, and started manufacturing valves for a Japanese company, and we were very successful. I have been told, everybody is hearing, you have been also that hiring. I had a great opportunity to, I have a great opportunity to tell you today that at one time we had 7 MBAs from Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. We were comparatively very small company, and still we were having almost 7 engineers with MBA qualification, and they had a freedom to work. We had a different work culture. Everybody was working because they were all highly qualified than I was, but we had a tremendous rapport and we were working very well. So always in your life also try and hire somebody who is maybe more smarter or more intelligent than you are, and probably he will be great help to you. Then they were all great help to me. There was like people were talking, they were working for me maybe almost a decade, and where our company maybe salary levels or perks levels were lower than the people who have passed before them or after them and gone to big companies, and they were always asked that why are you working for these small companies, and they said we are happy working here, that's it, it's not the question of salary but the way we are working here. And it was a really, that's what I would like to share with you, that try and hire a people who can really contribute to the company. We did very well, and then I'll tell you experiences that I was involved into valve manufacturing for such a long time. I think most of the world, all over Europe, all over Japan, everybody knew me as a valve manufacturing company in India. You will be surprised, many of you may be surprised that we had awards for exports for more than maybe 10 years, continuously first prize, and we did really well. And everybody in the world probably knew. Nobody was talking to me as a Khimji. Everybody, all knew each other on the first name. People used to call me from everywhere, and they talked to me as a Bharat. And Bharat was known as a valve man, and then became Hubli as a valve center. We had, when I had maybe, I'm sure that you people all know that I sold that business. I sold that business about 5 years back. I was involved with most of the valve manufacturing industries. Most of the people were known to each other. Most of the people were always talking to me. Most of the European and American valve manufacturing had shifted their manufacturing facilities to China to get the more cheaper cost benefits. But they were, after a few years of their exercise, they realized that Chinese are not decent enough people. And whatever they were making for these companies, they were also producing in a different company under their own brand name. So they were not happy, and they started coming to India. There are a lot of, I don't know, people are here. Coimbatore has a few valve manufacturing companies, and then not only manufacturing company, but then they started looking at acquiring the valve manufacturing companies. So I was also approached, and I have 2 sons. We sat down and we said, this is happening. There is people are coming, and I am also seeing that maybe in another 5 years or 7 years, the company will be flooded with international manufacturers, and they will all be taking over the competitors. They will also be, we will be competing with the international players in India, which is going to be very difficult because they have their own way of working. They have their own way of, they get their access to finance is much cheaper to them than access to money for us. So we have all those problems. So ultimately we said, okay, we will find the buyer. And my sons were saying, you have created this industry. I said, created industry, but I don't want to run industry on what do you call, whatever. So I said, no, let's not talk about we have created, so we will not sell. We will sell and we will forget about what is happening. And I'm very happy that we found the buyer about 5 years back. And I'm very happy to tell you that I had 100 crores goodwill for my name, Bharat BDK. I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk anything about digital because I do not know anything about digital. This is my story, what I have told you, and I hope that engineering industry will again come back. And I have again restarted valve manufacturing recently. I am 1 year old again in valve business, and maybe I'm taking it up again. Thank you very much.